Clutch Trucker filmed before a live and furry studio audience. Rusty, the world-famous meatball dog. Hey YouTube, Clutch Trucker here. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker channel. Alright, here I am now parked at the TA in, well, it has like, there's a whole bunch, Connecticut's like got all these little towns like packed on top of each other. You could call it Middlebury, you could call it Waterbury, you could call it Milldale. So, technically, I guess the Milldale is the closest town. That's where I'm at, the TA. Reserved a spot because even this time of day, I got here, 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern time, and this place, the lot's already practically full. This is one of those TAs that always fills up, and you have to reserve a spot if you want to park here. The one thing I don't like about it is the whole lot leans. So, you either got to pick a spot that leans to the left, leans to the right, or leans forward. Well, for sleeping, I'll choose the left or the right over leaning forward, because when the truck's leaning forward, I feel like I'm always rolling out of bed towards the front of the truck. So if I have to lean either way, I tend to want to lean a little bit to the right so that then my head is up, at least. If I have to lean the other way where my head's downhill, all the blood's rushing to your head, and, you know. But either way, none of it's good. For those of you who don't drive a truck, you want to know what it's like, take 2 good thick books, okay? And stick them under the legs of your bed on one side and get in the bed for the night and see how well you sleep. All right, and then switch it the next night. And then switch it to like just the foot of the bed the night after that. And of course, we have the added fun of if it's super windy and stuff where the whole truck's rocking the whole night. That's when I have those crazy Stephen King type dreams that I talked about a couple of videos ago, you know, where you're in a marshmallow dune buggy racing an ant, and of course it all seems logical at the time. Fun. Started off last night in Clearfield, Pennsylvania at the Sapp Brothers. Drove all through the night in the rain. Drove all through the morning in the rain. It just rained on I was under this whole swatch of storms that was coming up the northeast area. And of course I was under it the whole time. Made my delivery at the Boston Food Bank, right there just south of downtown Boston this morning. But got a great treat. Yep, there was one of those little food trucks came by and honked the little horn. It was kind of a very obnoxious horn, but let everyone inside know. And boy, everyone came flying out to this truck because they must have good food. And I thought, all right, if everybody and their dog from this place is going to get the food from there, it must be pretty good. So I'll traipse on over and see what I can get. Here's some video of that food truck. So there's the little food truck. I'm backed into the dock, and I see them parked over there, and see there's already a few guys around, and figure, well, they must have some good food. Because I've been driving all night. And he said, yeah, we got a meatball panini over here. And I'm like, oh, that looks good. And here it is. Doesn't that look good? Mm-hmm. I remember the food from these Boston food trucks being good, so yeah, so we're having that, baby. Yeah, I did have that meatball panini, and boy, was it good. Oh, yeah, I even gave some to Rusty, so, you know, not going to let him not experience the fun, too. And was hoping to get some good video of the downtown Boston area, since I was just south of downtown Boston where I delivered. So I did take some video. Unfortunately, it was raining still. It was pouring down, but we'll take a look at some of that because it's still worth looking at. Getting back to I-90 West from where I was, you see, you have to go through this maze of bridges and ramps and everything else, and you really have to watch what you're doing, make sure you go the right way, because if you go the wrong way, you'll end up taking I-90 East to Logan Airport, which you don't want to do. So here we are, going up the ramp, and now you can start to see downtown Boston there. Like I say, it's too bad it was all rainy and drizzly and everything, because there it is. Pretty good shot of it. You go up this ramp and you're back up in the air, and then all of a sudden you have to take kind of a different ramp, and it gets kind of silly, and then you're down in this like cave of walls and everything. And once we start making the turn here, I'll speed it up for you. I do want to point this out. Look at this guy. He's already halfway across the lane, then turns the signal on. Yeah, that's not the point of the turn signal, buddy. is to let us know ahead of time what you're going to do, not what you're already doing. So many people do that. Isn't that ridiculous? The turn signal is to give us a heads up, not let us know what you're already in the process of doing, you jagoff. All right, as we're coming out of all that, make a note here, look to the left, because you're going to be able to see Fenway Park. That's right. Fenway Park, baby. Look just past that red brick building with a billboard on top, and you can see the lights above the field right there to your left. And you see a little bit of the green right there. That's Fenway Park, right over there where the Boston Red Sox play. Then had to go pick up in Ware, W-A-R-E, not W-H-E-R-E, Ware, Massachusetts. I'm sure the people who live there have to spell that out all the time. I live in Ware, Massachusetts. That's W-A-R-E, not W, you know, I'm sure they have to go, that would be an annoying. That's one reason I wouldn't want to live there. Picked up this little tiny steel fabrication place. You drive down this little neighborhood road, and when you turn on it in a big truck, you're like, really, should I really be going down this road? Yeah, it's at the end, and you get in there, and of course I got loaded, still in the rain. I had to back out of that place. That was the only way to get out of it, you know. I've always complained, in the Northeast, it's some of the worst places to get into in a big truck. They were designed for small box trucks from years ago, but, you know, anyway, got loaded, got out of there. It's only a 5,000-pound load, goes all the way to Portland, Oregon. This is the load that gets me through the house. So I get to go home for Thanksgiving. So that's going to be the good part. Yay! And actually spend a couple of days at home, believe it or not. And I'll still get paid for it, essentially, because this load doesn't deliver till next Monday in Portland. So, pretty good deal. Here's sitting at the dock at that place in Ware, Massachusetts. You see this lake over here to the right? You see leaves, trees, and everything. Yeah, and that's a warehouse, believe it or not. Anyway, just kind of a short video today. I did post a couple things on Instagram about that food truck and where I picked up in Ware, Massachusetts. Showed a picture of that on my Twitter and Instagram. I've got a TikTok. I haven't figured out how to do anything with that yet, but we're getting there. Pantheon, I don't know. Got this other one we're working on that people can subscribe to for different levels, and we're working on things to do with that. And we're trying to come up with some merch too, so that should be on the way soon. And by the way, for those of you waiting for that cooking in the truck video, I've been working on it. I've already cooked a couple of things and taken videos of that, but I want to cook some more so I can show you a whole different variety of stuff that I'm cooking in the truck. But here's a little hint. Here's a little what do you call it? Preview is the word I couldn't come up with. A quick preview. Look, here's some shredded chicken tacos. Put some of that on there. Oh, that looks good. Now we roll it up. How about some chili, Denison's chili with cheese and goldfish? You can't tell me that don't look good, huh? Cheese on top. You got the goldfish in there and the Denison's chili. It's a beautiful thing, baby. That's a couple of things that'll be in that cooking video, and it's going to be a long one, and it's going to be involved, but I want to show you everything and a lot of options you have for cooking here in the truck, all right? And yes, I did give him a little bit of the meatball panini I got this morning from that food truck in Boston, and boy, was that thing good. Oh, yeah, thank you. I remember that from my college days, years and years ago. Here, back in the old days, when we used to have to walk uphill both ways to school in 4 feet of snow, and we went to the bathrooms and outhouses, and yeah, it wasn't that long ago. Anyway, from being in Boston, I remember those food trucks being great. They just they pull up real quick, they pull into a parking spot, and they wink their horn, and they had some good stuff. And boy, was that a good meatball panini this morning, right, Rusty? He's stoic, but he loved it. I gave him a little bit. Hey, thanks for tuning in. As always, please subscribe. Please ring that bell for notification. Like if you want to. Comment if you would like. I get your comments. Sometimes it takes a day or two because I'm a working truck driver. And as always, sniff that magic YouTube fairy dust. Clutch and Rusty, out.